So one more round of answering questions from you guys, and then I got to go do some Christmas shopping. Nick Bravo just interrupted me by sending me the video of the altercation between him and Peace in Christ Alone, like the unadulterated copy. Holy shit! Just interrupted my video making, Nick. There it is. And bam! Gotcha.
También eso, están haciendo el juego, ándale puto, mira. ¿Viste qué machino sembraron? Aunque necesitan el puto, ¿para qué le pegó al güey? Ándale puto.
And that's actually my favorite part of the video is the people doing the commentary in Spanish saying "Andale puto." That's just fucking hilarious. Anyways, that was an aside. Yeah, and I'm not going to link to anyone's video on it. There are a whole bunch of different versions of it. Some people like stabilize the video and put it on YouTube for us. And of course, they'll probably comment down below that they deserve credit. That's why I'm not going to link to anyone's video, because people get pissed off that I link to the wrong copy of it because it gets spread in mirrors all over. Dobermanator, he asked the question, holy, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Batman, is giving your opinion on videos, giving opinions, count as a video of giving an opinion? I think you meant does, not is. But anyways, yes. Yes, it does. That was kind of like an Inception question, and it doesn't really fit the chicken or the egg coming first paradigm that much. I think more video Inception for that one. Anyways, Anne on a Moose asks, is Tom Cruise the greatest actor of our time or the greatest actor ever? Ever. And then OJA says, not saying AOD is Tom Cruise, but you never see Tom Cruise and Agent of Doubt in the same place. I feel like the people who have the range, like, naturally to play me, if there were ever a movie about me, would be Ben Affleck or anyone who's done Batman in movies. It's the same range. If they could get, let's say Michael Keaton, and then put a beard on him, and then have Seth Rogen do the voiceover, I feel like that would probably be more appropriate. Seth Rogen has my vocal range, I've heard from you commenters. Anyways, Tom Cruise, I hate him in movies, and it's not just that he has the name Tom like Tom Brady, but also the whole risky business sliding out scene in his underwear reminds me of Tom Brady being an underwear model. And this week the Patriots and Steelers go at it, and fuck the Patriots and fuck Tom Cruise. But Tom Cruise is not the worst actor ever. That's actually Nicolas Cage, because he's basically the same person in every movie that he's in, except for Raising Arizona, which was a good movie. All the other movies are shit, including Con Air. Fuck that. He's the same person in every goddamn movie. Poseidon Kicklodon asks, is Al Franken the sacrificial lamb about to be guillotined tomorrow in order to satisfy the inflamed, rabid SJW vagina hat donor and voter base of the Democratic Party? Will this finally placate them, or will the crusade against liberal Democrat, male feminist, hypocrite Hillary supporters continue unabated and unsatisfied? Will all heterosexual men eventually be driven out of the party? Discuss. I'm starting to love my dramatic readings of my commenters' comments because some of you get really into the adjectives. You know, you can string them along. That's awesome. Vagina hat donors. Yeah, I do have a problem with Al Franken being outed by the Democratic Party, just booted out. In his speech where he left office, he basically said the charges against him were not as they were stated, and that he was being forced out by the Democratic Party. Like, he was asked by the Democratic Party to step down. And there are some cases in this hashtag Me Too thing that I really feel like after the initial accusation that gets scrutinized, people don't hear many details about the other accusations that get piled on. Because where there's one accusation, a bunch of others will come out of the woodwork. And I really do wonder, how many fans does somebody have to have before one of them is somebody who will make a false accusation just to be a part of their story, because they're the kind of sick, twisted, I want to hug you and stab you at the same time kind of person that just wants to be a part of their story. You know, there are some sickos in the world. And, yeah. It's Al Franken and a couple of others that have given me pause, where I'm like, I don't know if we're setting up a good precedent here, because it seems like a unilateral disarmament in that the Republican Party doesn't have anyone step down when they have, you know, pussy grabber in chief as the president, and the Democratic Party lost Al Franken, they lost John Conyers. Basically, they do the right thing and step down when they are accused. You don't really see the accusations play out before the consequences happen because they step down. And I guess they're trying to set an example for how the Republicans should act if they ever get accused, but the Republicans don't do that. So basically, it's open season on Democrat congressmen or Democrats in general, and the Republicans just take it in stride. You know, the one person who was conservative in my eyes, but is self-avowed as a libertarian independent, would be Bill O'Reilly. Lost his show, you know, over all of these accusations. And, yeah, other than that, I don't really see, like, oh, of course, Roy Moore didn't get elected in the midst of, you know, accusations that came out the month of the election in a race where it really did behoove the Democrats to go, you know, all out, throw everything in the kitchen sink into the ring with that one. And I just don't see this going well when you have one base that considers all of these accusations to be made up fake news. You know, when their constituents that voted for them believe that any accusation against them is fake news, it makes their base more loyal to them. Whereas on the other hand, you have the side that considers any accusation to skip the step of reasoning it out and go right to accusations become fact and so step down. I just see that as a horrible precedent that's being set up right now. So, although Poseidon Kikladon might be a little trolly in the way that he strings together the adjectives, he does have a point. There's something wrong going on with this, in that we're teaching a bunch of people to just believe that where there's smoke, there's fire, when I think there's more to it. I think that just the piling on of additional accusations, which is something I've talked about before, is something that's scary. Like, even if the original accusation turns out that there's a lot to support it, a lot of times you just don't hear about the facts of the additional allegations from different people, and the story becomes they are guilty because more people came out. And just because another person comes out to accuse you doesn't make the initial accusation any weightier, you know? And it scares me to see that one party is willing to die on its own sword, basically, of being more principled and doing the right thing in taking accusations seriously, even if they're at us. We're going to do the right thing. So go ahead and accuse away and watch us step down like we should. That's inviting false accusations to come out of the woodwork. And even I've seen stories of a couple of released Discord conversations and Facebook group conversations where people are saying, hey, who wants to go in with me on accusing this other person who's in this other race, for this seat? That's just scary. In a world where accusation automatically becomes fact, one side is going to consider all the accusations fake news and not let that happen, just by dismissing it outright and not even looking into the accusation. And the other side is going to not look into the accusation and just automatically think, oh, it's true. It's like listen and believe on steroids. All right, well, that's it for this batch. I should be back in a couple days with another batch of videos, and hopefully you guys like the new frequency that I'm having. Hopefully I can keep it up because it feels good.